Market samples. The idea here is that within your metro area, you've got a city in the center, you've got suburbs in the outskirts or outside the city and then further out. It's very different. Every city evolves and develops differently. Every suburb evolves at a different pace. It's a real mixed bag. And you know what I mean? If I told you to picture the suburb that's the high end luxury suburb and then picture the working class suburb, you know, the rural suburb, the one that's kind of in between, you can identify them in a snap, right? But the question is, what are those different markets around your metro, those, we'll call them sub-markets around the market, how do they perform as an investment? Generalizing that the city of Dallas is an investment that performs like XYZ is impossible because of the fact that there's, gazillions of houses there, but those houses can be consolidated into this idea of sub-markets. It's a basic product knowledge that has a very tangible impact. So first of all, what's a sample property? A sample property is an active MLS listing that is a representative of the kind of properties you'd find around that area, right? A typical 3-bedroom family home, right? And you want to find them at or below the median price. So if the median price, typical price in an area is 200 grand, an ideal sample property is 175, right? And you can obviously deviate from there, but the idea of the sample is to show everybody like what is, okay? What is the market bearing? Not how do I find a steal? Not how do I need to get an X% return. No, this is a question of what does the market bear? What does it bear at face value? What's face value? Market price, market rent, move-in condition, and what I'll tell you later about the expense load. Okay, so typical expenses to operate a rental property. So again, the idea is too many people watch too much home and garden television and think real estate investing is about finding an outrageous, rare needle in a haystack. Not in our world. In our world, it's show me the metro area, pick me a property that represents that section of the metro area. It starts off looking for properties that feed your brain so that you understand what this part of town bears compared to what that part of town bears. Over here, the median price is 350. Over here, the median price is 200. So I'm going to do a $310,000 house over here, a 175 house there. I'm going to analyze them at market rent and market price. And why move-in condition? Because that's a control element in the experiment, right? If they're both in moving condition, then they're both equal. If one's all beat up and one's perfect, you've introduced a variable that makes the sample unsound. Okay, so that's what a sample property is. And again, going back to my graph, you go that way, that way, that way, that way, that way. You find one that represents the area, you pull the sample. That's what a sample property is.